Hi there, I'm Karen from Scandinavia today, and I'm going to bake a delicious Danish cake. It's called Drømmekage in Danish, or in English it is Drømmekage. And it comes from a town in Denmark called Brovst. And it's a very popular cake at the moment in Denmark. In fact, I had a request to make that, so I'm finally getting around to do it. And first I'll mix the topping for the cake. I have all the toppings here. In fact, I have some milk. I have about a quarter cup of milk. And I have half a cup of butter I'm adding in here to make sure it'll melt, because I want the topping to be ready by the time I mixed all the other ingredients. So I don't want it to get too hot. Just make sure the butter is melted in there. And then, okay, it's getting it. And now I'm adding a cup of brown sugar. So here we have it. Okay, and finally we have 1 1/4 cup of coconut, shredded coconut. So as soon as it's all together, blended well, actually it's just about ready. I've shut off the heat here, and okay, so now I can pour it into this pot here, and I'll leave it here while I'm mixing the rest of the ingredients. So I'll mix the rest of the ingredients now. I have 3/4 cup of milk. I'm heating it up a little bit. I have about a 1/4 cup of butter. So it's on very low heat. And while this is melting, I'm going to mix some of the other ingredients. Here I have 1 1/3 cup of sugar. And also I have 4 eggs, and I'm going to blend it or mix with my hand mixer the sugar and the eggs. And here we have the 4th egg. Alright, so now I want to start the mixer. And of course you can use a hand mixer or electric mixer, whatever. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla to the egg mixture here. Pour in the melted butter and the milk. Stir it up. Alright, so here we go with the flour. I have here, actually also have baking powder. First I want to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder to the flour. And also mix that up a little bit. Okay. Now I can pour the flour in. I actually adding 2 1/4 cup of flour. There were 2 cups, and here we have a 1/4 cup. Now stir it all. And of course this cake is not only delicious, that's why it's called the dream cake, it's also easy to make. And I'm going to bake it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. And after the first 20 minutes, I'll take it out of the oven, and then I'm going to add the topping, the coconut topping. And after that, I put it back in the oven and bake it for another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, it's all mixed up. So I lined my pan with parchment paper and I put some butter on, and now I'm going to pour in the batter. Okay. So I can stick it in the oven and I'll leave it there for about 20 minutes. After that, I take it out and I will keep the temperature in the oven at 400. But after I add the topping, I will increase the heat to 425. So I just took the cake out of the oven and I'm going to add the topping. Spread it all over the cake. Most delicious topping. Also want to make sure it gets all over. And now the cake goes back in the oven for the last 10 minutes. And tonight we have a delicious dessert. Of course you can use it in the afternoon with coffee too. Here we have finished baking the cake in the oven with the topping for the last 10 minutes, and I increased the temperature to 425. I just took the dream cake out of the oven. It's all baked, but I have to leave it for a while before I can eat it because it's very hot right now, so I can't even taste it. But I'll have to wait till tonight, and hopefully you will also like our dream cake. Please subscribe to our channel. See you another day. Bye.